people think that that's okay, that you can hurt someone's feelings, or you can say anything you want, or you can treat someone anyway because that wasn't your intention. It doesn't matter what your intention is. What matters is what you do after your action. How do you change it? How do you fix it? Are you acknowledging it? Are you validating that person's feelings? Or are you just like, well, I didn't mean it, so I don't know what to tell you? No. You start by, I apologize that you felt disrespected, right? Because I'm not in control of your feelings. And that's something else I learned in therapy. No one is in control of how I feel. You are in control of that. Now, people can cause you to feel, well, they can contribute to your feeling, but you feel what you feel, because we're not all going to feel the same thing, and we're not going to all make a big deal out of certain things. Some things are a bigger deal to people than others. It's just on that person. But I'm going to acknowledge your feelings. I'm sorry that you felt disrespected. That's it. I'm sorry that you felt disrespected, because, right, that's what you just told me, right? You told me you felt disrespected. Now, after that, I can say, especially if I didn't mean it, I'm sorry that you felt disrespected. I completely forgot that you were behind me. I'm sorry. And that's it. Because at the end of the day, you did do something. Someone was behind you and you closed the door and they were there. You did do something. You just didn't do it intentionally. Or let's say you did know they were behind you, but you could say, I'm sorry that you felt disrespected. I'm so distracted right now. I had something else on my mind. I wasn't even thinking about it. Once again, you're still acknowledging that you did it. I did close the door on you. It bothered you in a manner. I'm apologizing for that you felt that way. And I'm also acknowledging that I did it. And then if you want to, let them know you did or didn't mean it. And that to me is how things get solved. Because now the other person, and like I said, unless you somebody who wants to drag something out, the other person is going to be like, okay, oh, great. Thanks. I appreciate that. And we're going to keep it pushing. And that's something small, but it could be anything. And we also have to understand that people don't have to forgive us, right? Like we have to understand if it was something more major. Like, let's just say, I don't know. We're going to just say, calling somebody a name. I don't know. Because I don't want to get any, like, of course you're going to go to that. Like, let's say, for example, I am having a conversation with somebody and we get a little heated, and I go, you know what? You's a stupid bitch. I ain't dealing with this. And that's it, right? So at that point, you call somebody a name, and now that person, let's say later on, you guys have this discussion, and this person says, I was hurt by you calling me a bitch. And now I say, okay, I apologize that you were hurt by my words. I was upset in the moment, and that's just what came out of my mouth. I'm not saying it was the right thing to say, and I do not think you're a bitch. It was just what I said in that moment. That the person has the right to say, well, I appreciate that apology, but going forward, I don't want to be friends anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even mean they don't forgive you. It doesn't mean that, oh my God, they're being so dramatic. They just felt like that was their last straw for you, or that was where they wanted it to end. And with all of that, that is positive, communicating. That is accepting the consequences of your actions, of your words. That's acknowledging, like, hey, in the future, you may not want to call someone a bitch in the heat of an argument. You understand what I'm saying? And even the other way around, forgiveness, understanding that we all have a bad day, and and to me, it also depends on who the person is. All of that. There are tons of other things that are going to play out, and when it comes to forgiving or not forgiving, I'm just giving examples of basically communicating an issue with somebody. And so for me today, I felt like I was in that box and I was attempting to communicate, but I wasn't being heard. Not only was I not being heard, but I was being mocked. And to me, even without laughing, kind of being laughed at, like you didn't have to laugh at me, but I knew in your head that you were laughing, that you thought what I was saying was irrelevant, was, what's that Snoopy thing, the womp, 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 womp. Like, that's what it is. And that to me is the hardest thing to swallow. I don't know for you guys, but I don't know if anybody's ever been talking to somebody and you're really frustrated and you don't feel heard, and then you feel mocked, or like I said, laughed at, or completely like just completely, ignored. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. It's like, that is a frustration for me at no end, because it's one thing to not even acknowledge it, but to really not give the respect of really listening to someone. I mean, it really drives me up a wall. But I just needed to be heard today. And really, I needed to be heard every day that I continue to have the same discussion with a particular person. And I know for some of you who are listening, who may later say, well, if you're having the same argument, why do you keep talking? You know what I'm saying? Or because people have said it to me. I have been able to express and kind of just vent. And I've had people say, okay, but how long do you want to keep allowing the mistreatment? I mean, it's not 100% you. And that's what it's like. We have to all take accountability, but it's like, there's an issue, there's a problem, that things are not being done, and yet you're still having the same discussion. And on a side note, I am a Taurus. And I don't know, those of you who follow astrology, you know how us Tauruses are. We do not like kick anybody out of our lives. It's so insane. I forgot who I was talking to. I don't know if I was physically talking to somebody, or if it was like social media, and I was like in a little conversation with other people. I want to say I was talking to somebody about, the issue of being a Taurus, and the fact of us not letting people go. Like, so the thing with a Taurus is, you can leave us, I'm not even talking about relationship, I'm just talking about friendship, family, whatever, anything, just another person. You can stop talking to us, you can leave us, and that would be it. We're not chasing you down, we're not calling you. You say you ain't fucking with me, you ain't fucking with me. But we can never, ever be like, I ain't fucking with you. And I'm not saying never, don't be like, oh, that's not. But what I'm saying, any true Taurus and anybody that is an astrology fan, reader, studier like I am, that is true. It's very hard for Tauruses to let go. It takes so much. There has to be basically so much beat down, and doesn't have to be physical. I'm just saying it takes so much emotional, mental, physical, all of that, for us to really be on some like fuck you. And it's crazy that it has to come like maybe like murder, like not them murdering us, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe they commit murder or something, rob a bank, I don't know. I'm just saying like something drastic has to happen for us to even come to that conclusion. And because we're so forgiving, I always want to give someone a second chance or the benefit of the doubt, because I feel like we all make mistakes. We're all, we're human. And if we continuously cut people off, who would you have? But you have to realize that some people just maybe that's just it. That's just them, because most of us, if we make a mistake, that's what it is, a mistake. You learned it, even if it's a mistake where, like for example, if you cheated on a test, if that's not really a mistake, but you know what I'm saying? You cheated on the test, you got caught, you failed, and you got suspended, and that's enough for you. You will never cheat on a test again. You know what I'm saying? Like for most of us, whatever we do, whatever mistake happened, whatever consequence comes, that would be enough for us. So if I'm having an issue with a friend or a family member or a partner or something, and it's been discussed, it's been brought up, it's been talked out, that's it for me. I don't need you to continuously tell me, because I don't want this to be a continuous thing. I don't want to keep hurting you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep having the same discussion. So I feel like the everyday person may be that way. And that's how Tauruses feel. Like, okay, I'm not about to drag this out and make this a bigger deal or keep hashing it up. No, but we will definitely hammer a nail in a wall that's already in the wall if we feel like the nail keeps popping out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if it's a continuous thing, then you're going to continuously hear me talk about it. But then that's the issue, right? Because you're continuously talking about something that is not changing. And that's what I felt today. And that is like I said, this is why I had to do an episode today, because I just felt unheard. And that is it's such a sad feeling to feel, especially when it's people that you care about. It's people that someone that you love, and you just don't understand it. And unless it's family, I've come to realize, and even, with family, but, unless it's family, I've just learned that maybe sometimes you just have to, take the L. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes the friendship doesn't matter, or the relationship doesn't matter to them as much as it does to you. And I guess my issue is that people are not honest about that. Like, I rather, and that's what the Torah is like. I rather you say to me, hey, I don't want to be your friend, or I don't want to be your partner, or I don't want this. Like, I rather you say that to me, because then I feel okay about that, because that is how you feel. And I'm not going to beg for your friendship. I'm not going to try to change your mind. I just want the honesty. I want to know, where I stand, where I'm at. And the unknown is really what keeps you up at night. And that can drive you crazy when you're wondering where you stand, what something is, what's going on. Like, I honestly don't know. But guys, let me know if you think I'm bugging, because I just want to be thought of. You know what I'm saying? I really want someone to treat me how I would treat them. But it doesn't even have to be like treat me like you treat them. Like, common decency, you know what I'm saying? Like, courtesy, respect, just human. Treat me like, a person, like someone that has feelings and emotions. And you know what? I saw, I forgot, I saw it on Twitter, but I forgot where I saw it. Someone was describing this man, and it's the new movie that's coming out, but I can't think of the name. Malcolm and Marie? Okay. That don't matter. But she was describing the guy, and she was like, oh, he's nice, and he's sweet, and he's respectful. Sure. When he's not being an emotional fucking terrorist. And that's what I feel like sometimes. I feel like this person that has me doing a podcast today just gets off on antagonizing me or making me feel less than. And I get it. Like, people say, like, someone can't make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. It's not someone else's job to make you happy. But it is someone else's job to mind their actions. Like, you are in charge of how you act, how you react, how you handle a situation. And how are you diffusing the situation? Because, once again, also as a tourist, or just me in general, I am a sensitive person. I do sometimes take people's actions, and I can really read it, and I'm really good with that. I've that whole empath thing, whether you believe it or not, I am someone who's definitely very in tune with my feelings and other people's feelings. I literally can sense when people are completely off. And, and I am one of those people like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And you're like, oh, nothing. But I know some things because I can feel it. I can sense it in your presence. I know that you're off. And so I can then, of course, especially let's say the issue is me, or we're having an issue. I can be like, well, what is this? What is that? Why are you acting like this? Or, hey, can you talk to me? Whatever. But my thing is, if I'm already that way, unless you're this way too, but if I'm already that way, what are you doing to diffuse it? What are you doing to make the situation less toxic, less